New Year's, same old grief. Others are setting intentions for weight loss, for going to the gym, for learning to meditate. They are setting their New Year's resolutions. You might be wondering how to survive another year with this heavy heart of yours. You might even just be deciding that you're going to make the New Year's resolution to shower more frequently. New Year's and grief are a challenging mix. Watch this video to learn how to set sensible and practical intentions for the new year. My name is Jo McRogers and I'm a grief specialist. On this channel, we explore and learn all things grief. So please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications bell so that we can all work together to do grief differently. Whether your loved one died recently or years ago, turning the calendar to a new number does not happen without a sense of an inventory. It's like we're trying to measure our loss. How can this passage of time be true? It feels like yesterday that they were here. It feels like yesterday that they died. And it feels like forever since I was with them. The question of what would they be doing now haunts people at New Year. So please know that this is a widespread experience of grievers on New Year's Eve, but no one talks about sorrow and New Year's Eve. So please know that you are not alone with these thoughts, these emotions, these challenges. So while the rest of the world is forming New Year's resolutions, and resolutions are defined as something with the quality of being determined and being resolute. But when you're grieving, it's not about resolutions. Please know that nothing about grief is determined or resolute. So instead, as New Year's approaches, I ask you to set your intentions. So why intentions? I'm asking you to use intentions because they give acknowledgement to the feeling behind the actions. I believe that we are motivated to action by how they make us feel. So if you are able to identify how you want to feel, that's the starting point. So if you are identifying that you want to leave your house more often in the new year, figure out what is the intention behind that. Is it to reduce your sense of isolation? Is it to have a sense of a schedule? Is it to have a sense of purpose? If you can figure out what the intention is, then you can probably create several different actions that are going to bring you that feeling, that will meet that intention. What becomes important is what you wish to feel or what you wish to experience. How you get there becomes less important. It's about the feeling, not the action. So please set intentions with the following two guiding principles. The first is self-compassion, self-care. Please be self-full moving into the new year. Do not focus, like the rest of the world, on self-improvement. That's what New Year's resolutions are. Grief doesn't need self-improvement. It needs compassion and care for your head and your heart and your body. So please, whatever you're deciding upon, start with self-compassion. Imagine that it can involve simple things like inviting in a rest and restore attitude to yourself. Imagine that you're going to eat frequent little bursts of nourishing food. Imagine that you're going to invite in moving. Moving a little bit each day is going to help your body and mind support you during your loss. Don't exercise to get fit or lose weight. Move in the intention of presence. Move with the intention of control. Move with momentum and breath. Identify who, what, and where lightens your heart even for moments. Do more of those things. Be with those people. Set those intentions of bringing lightness to you. So I'm going to ask, what intention can you imagine setting for your New Year's grief? Please leave your suggestion in your comments below so that we can all be inspired and we can all know that we're not alone in this task. The second thing that I'm going to ask of you as we go into New Year's is to think about how you're going to enter into your relationship with grief in a new way. Have you tried journaling? Have you tried grief yoga, meditation, grief counseling, peer support, online supports, art therapy, somatic therapy, spiritual support, rituals to support your grief, dedicating walks or runs or tasks to your grief, to the person that you have loved and lost, music and playlists, books, engaging in therapy. Create ways to honor your loved one through these tasks. Volunteer at a charity or a cause that they valued. Consider supporting someone else. The grief community is so supported through many valued volunteer hours. It can make a difference to the receiver and to the giver. Grief is so personal and diverse that it needs to be met with many tools, and please bring to it a sense of risk and research. Work to find out what supports you. I've been supporting people in their grief for decades, and what I can tell you, what I do know to be true, is that your relationship with your grief is the game changer. Grief always involves loss and tragedy. How you support it or how you avoid it determines the trauma that lingers, though. So yes, I am asking you to think in a new way, in a new year, to get active with your relationship with your grief. If you have any thoughts or comments on this concept of having a relationship with your grief, please know that they are welcome below. Let's have some dialogue about this concept. As you move into the new year, bring your grief along with you. You are not leaving your person behind. You are not being disrespectful. You are not losing contact and connection with them. Your grief is going to fluctuate between being seen and unseen, between being appeased and being greedy. But as you enter into another trip around the sun, know that love and grief have no calendar. So on this journey, I offer to you kind thoughts, kind words, and a kind heart. If this video has been helpful, please share it and like it with the thumbs up so that YouTube will know to broadcast it widely to grievers as we enter into a new year. Take care, and I will see you next time.